Dear anti-gun people, you're going to lose. You need to just deal with that. Yes, you heard me right. I don't see even why you're trying to fight this. It's already a losing battle. Every time you come up with one stupid slogan or name for a group, there's about 16 parodies that follow along with it. In case you haven't figured it out by now, you're not the majority. We're not the minority. You are the minority. The majority are gun owners. And we're sick of your crap. Take, for instance, Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. Going by the title alone, you're basically saying you're going to stop these things from being violent. They're just objects. They can't be violent. But hey, if you want to treat them like a real person, then technically every time there's a shooting, these are also victims, because they literally have no control over who pulls the trigger. So you can either accept that, or accept the fact that gun violence isn't a thing because guns cannot be violent. I've made quite a few videos stating that gun violence doesn't actually exist, but well, I'm tired of doing that after this. You can believe pretty much what you want. Let's face it, you're going to. In fact, let's see here, Coalition to Stop Gun Violence, you advocate for your members to attack gun owners. You advocate violence. And you hope it all gets sorted out when the police get called. You want to know what gets sorted out? Your members go to jail. And then you want to give women shit for owning guns because they don't want to be victims of sexual assault. You're basically telling them, well, you're too small to fight back. They'll probably take your gun from you anyways, so don't buy one. It's not worth it. It's not worth trying to save your own life. Plus, you tell people you don't need a gun. If you get into a situation, be a man and use your fists. Hate to break this to you, criminals don't think that way. They are cowards. They bring weapons. They bring guns. They bring knives. They bring friends. Now, me by myself, if one person attacks me, assuming they had no weapons, I could possibly handle myself. I'm not a small person. I'm over 6 feet, over 200 pounds. If I hit you, it's gonna hurt. But I'd rather have this because I shouldn't have to put up with that shit. Neither should my family. And that's another thing. If I'm out with my family and a couple people attack us, while I'm being a man and fighting off one person, his friends are attacking my wife and child. No, I'd rather have this so they know not to screw with my wife and child. And you have the nerve to think gun-free zones actually work. Yeah, so far it's worked in schools, it's worked in theaters, it's worked in the state of California. And you want to pull that an outright ban like other countries have done. That wouldn't work here. Gun owners would not just let them take it. They wouldn't just turn in their guns so you can destroy them. Hell, one place, I can't remember the name of it, but they tried doing assault weapons registration. They wanted you to register your assault weapons, your so-called assault weapons, and the magazines. Well, 3/4 of them didn't even do it. And then they were going to attempt to confiscate the ones that didn't. Well, only one problem is most of the police were also on that list of people who refused to register. At this point, I don't even want to know why you try anymore. Every time Moms Demand Action has a meetup and gun owners find out about it, they go to do their counterparts. They're friendly, very friendly, they're nice. But Moms Demand Action members get online and say they were attacked, they were threatened, they were followed. And when somebody counters that, they stop talking because they know they were full of it. And don't expect the president to write an executive order outright banning all firearms, because that's not going to work either. Again, we're not going to lie down and we're not going to take it. That will, again, start another civil war. And anti-gun people will lose because, well, they don't have guns, and the hypocrites who do have guns, well, you're still going to lose. Now, I did my best to adjust the audio before I started recording, so I'm sorry if the loudness or the background noise gives you a headache. It already did that to me during testing. Think about it. There's already 1.5 million pro-gun channels on YouTube, pro-gun Facebook channels, pro-gun Facebook pages. Every time we pop up with one, we have 5 of them. And now let's get down to the anti-gun people sexualizing the hell out of guns. Every time somebody has a gun, they think it's a counterpart to somebody's penis size. And in case you aren't aware of this, women own guns also. What are you comparing in that area? And don't get me started on the statistics that you blindly make up and then view yourself as a source. That does not help you at all. And I can't remember what social media it was on or how fake it was, but some girl actually had the nerve to tweet that she hopes that one day she has the same rights as guns. So let's see here. Basically, you want to be banned at police stations, banned from inside most airports, have dirty looks given to you when you go someplace, people thinking you should be registered or locked up, that you should not leave the house. Let's not forget having the police call just because you're out in public. Yeah, that's what you want. Same rights as guns. And to every idiot that went and shared that one picture that said there have been more mass shootings than there have been days in the year, you just guys blindly shared that. You're idiots. There, I can't see how much stupid went into that post. It's very simple. The Second Amendment allows me to protect my wife and my child. Just like the First Amendment allows you to scream, whine, complain, and cry because I choose to uphold the Second Amendment. Yeah, that's helping me. And you want to be pissed off because some colleges are allowing concealed carry on the campus. Get over it. They want to protect themselves. They're tired of being helpless targets. And let's get into magazine capacity. You want to limit us to how much we can carry per magazine because, well, if you're that good with a gun, you should be able to hit the target the first time. Okay, at a range, I can pretty much hit the dead center of a target most of the time. But say you're outside and you get attacked. Adrenaline pumping, you're in fear of your life, all kinds of shit going through your head, and your target isn't a piece of paper or a steel plate. It's an actual person that's moving around, attacking you. I can guarantee, not that easy to hit. And if you do manage to hit this person, depending on where you hit them, they may or may not go down. Or hell, if they're on some massive drug, they may not even feel it. So again, magazine capacity, limiting us, doesn't help. And I've seen plenty of times on your website how you guys tell people it's okay to attack concealed carriers. Well, if they're doing the job properly, you wouldn't know. So I'm not quite sure how you work that out. And again, if somebody's holding the gun, that's brandishing. If it's holstered, that's open carry and that's legal in most places. So stop saying you can't tell the difference. But people are slowly starting to wake up, tired of being victims. And I'm going to guess most people who like your pages are just extra accounts created by you and your followers just to fluff up the numbers. You and laws demand action. But it must be nice to have a billionaire with more money than brains to financially back up every stupid decision you guys have. And let's talk about the shootings that happen. You idiots say that if there was a gun owner there, it wouldn't make a difference. It's not that you don't want one there to prove you right. You don't want one there because it'll prove you wrong. The second that shit happens, and people start sharing that around, it's gonna annoy the hell out of you because you know that would help the situation, but you can't stand that type of logic. I mean, you guys are quick to share stories of bad things that happen when the wrong people have guns. But you're dead silent when stories happen of good people with guns. Most of those stories are never heard because, let's face it, the news, the media, very biased. They won't dare share a good story because it doesn't help their ratings. But unlike what you want, I will continue to carry my firearm. Most of the time concealed, sometimes open carried. And yes, even if I'm around you, I will defend you in case some psycho busts out with a gun, as much as I know you hate for that to happen. I mean, I know some anti-gun people are so delusional they would actually rather die in a situation than be saved by a gun owner. It's sad and pathetic, but it is true. I really don't know why you anti-gun people bother. Actually, I do know. Just the same reason why cults continue. Somehow, in their delusional mind, they actually believe what they're doing is right. The sad part of all this is you anti-gun people continuously threaten people like me, gun owners, continuously threaten our families and our friends. You are destroying your own point. You are showing why we need to continuously carry guns, because of people like you. Yeah, we'll defend you in a heartbeat if it comes down to it. What this long, bloated message is relaying is, you can continue to fight, but you're going to lose. And unfortunately, statistics and logic will always beat irrational fear. That's just the way it is. And I have a simple question for you anti-gun people. Since they just recently started doing open carry in Texas, all those shootings and bloody streets you predicted, how many of those happened so far? I have 3 microphones recording, hopefully if I did this right, so hopefully you could hear me through this whole video. And this is directed at you anti-gun people who make threats. I'm sure once upon a time you were decent people instead of the bloodthirsty people you are now. And hopefully one day that person emerges again. And one more time, gun violence. This cannot be violent on its own. Yet, this time it says the words car violence, or not violence, or hammer violence, you look at them stupid. But so many people have coined the phrase gun violence, it sounds normal to you idiots. Again, if this thing's capable of being violence and gun violence is a thing, and every time there was a shooting, guess who was also a victim? And I thank you for taking the time to watch this whole video, to the people who actually did. Please, let's see if I get this right, like, if you already haven't subscribed, and please share. I am trying to get this channel out there, hopefully with better content and all that fun stuff. Anyways, have a good night, or a day, or a morning, or whenever you watch this crap. Only we can end unarmed victim zones.